Hello there. This is the Marketplace and event on BENtv. We're glad to be here with you again this evening. My name is Tomisin Ojo, and I'm live at the residence of Reverend Mother Esther Bimbola Ajayi. This week was a trying week for Nigeria. Young people have been protesting for over 15 days, wanting to end police brutality, end bad governance. It started with police brutality and the incessant killings by the men of the Nigerian police force, but then metamorphosed into a bigger demand. Put an end to corruption in governance, put an end to bad governance. Let us have the dividends of democracy. These were some of their demands. It became a very bloody Tuesday on the 20th of October 2020. A lot of people landed in the hospital. There were reports of many being killed, and there were reports of so many being wounded with gunshot wounds. How were they shot? Are questions that must be answered. What should happen? How do we heal our nation after this difficult time? We are paying visits to some of the custodians of our nation, religious leaders who have the vested interest in our nation. So we decided to pay a visit on Reverend Mother Bimbola Esther Ajayi, the General Overseer of the Love of Christ Generation Church and our new cathedral here in Nigeria. We decided to pay a visit and have our own 2 cents about what must be done to heal our nation and, of course, to position the youths for a better future and to give us the Nigeria of our dreams. Join us as we come along on this journey. The conversation actually should start from the protests that happened for about 14 days.
Yes.
Until we were forced to bring it to an abrupt end. And the most popular protest happened at your backyard.
Yes.
At Lekki here.
Yes.
Were you aware?
Obviously, I'm aware. I'm in Nigeria. I'm in Lagos. And I live in Lekki. So there is nobody that will be in Lekki area that will not be aware. It was there. People were talking about, I didn't see it, but we heard about it. And I'm a pastor. I always go back to the Bible. There's an incident in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6 and chapter 7. The king was going, and 2 women came running after the king. That, oh, king, help me. And the king replied, was he joking and jesting about what they were saying? Where will I help you from? Is it from the wine press or from the oil press? And the woman did not answer. The woman continued her story that, we are 2 women, and we had this woman's child yesterday night. And we said we are going to eat our own today. And she has gone to hide the child. So the king did not reply. It's important. 2 Kings chapters 6 and 7. It's important you read it. And then as he was going, he tore his clothes, and Prophet Elisha heard about it. And then he said, thus says the Lord, that by this time tomorrow, fine flour and barley shall be sold for 1 shekel at the gate of Samaria. What am I trying to say? Most of the time, people that are, it's always the king that will see the last famine. Famine will never come to the king on time because his banquet will be set, his table is always ready, because he's not the one that is going directly to the market. So sometimes, some things happen. Some people at Hems of Affairs might be the last set of people to hear. Because you cannot be here and be there at the same time. But there's an adage in Yoruba, eti oba nle, eti oba loko, èèyàn ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. But when those people are honest and straightforward, the king will hear the correct thing on time. And then this is the area where we have to be very, very careful in this country. God will help us. So that those people that are supposed to hear first won't be the people that will hear last, especially factual things. That book of Philippians, I'm a pastor. I always go back to the Bible. That book of Philippians, that chapter 4, from verse 9, it says, whatever thing that is pure, whatever thing that is true, whatever thing that is honest, whatever thing that is of good report. So, if there's any fight, we have to be very careful. We must, things that are, a lot of things is going on. No? Those kids, I love youths. In my church in London, I always say this. I'm one of the oldest persons in my church. I love young people. I love to hear from them. I love to do my things with them. The youth in Cherubim and Seraphim, they all know I love them to a fault. The youth in my church, I love them. And I always know that I will always hear the facts from them. You understand? And the way forward is to always make sure that get ourselves conversant with this sword of the Spirit, the Bible. Anything that is outside this great book of God, you have to start thinking again.
Incessant killings of young people, harassment of young people must come to an end. But somehow it degenerated into illegalism. Some miscreants in society took advantage of a good thing and turned it into a bad thing. What can you say about the carnage that took place after that protest?
Let me tell you, those kids were beautiful. I saw it on the social media. I think I didn't see them physically on the streets, but on the social media. And let me tell you this. I always say this. I say it anytime I'm teaching. No child is bad. I have records of kids in England. Brother Kudus, wherever you might be in this world, you will be hearing me. Right? I always say this anytime I face the camera, I'm speaking to the whole wide world. They have relegated this child. Is that a graduate? Is an architect. And he became a graduate with first class honor. You understand? They have relegated him. They said he can come to nothing. Let me tell you, if I tell you street boy, the boy on the street of London, that knows how to do the street gang. But this child gave his life to Christ. He went back to school. Not only did he went back to school, he became a graduate, and he graduated as an architect with first class honor. He's doing a lot of things for places that have got name in England now. What am I trying to say? Those kids, they came out, they were doing their thing. Even those that people call hoodlums, as far as I am concerned, it's my personal opinion. Everybody have got the right to their own opinion. No child is bad. That child does need a good mentor. Do you understand? Somebody was saying something on the social media. Says, if you are going out for somebody is sending you out to do illegalism, you ask for that person's child. Where is your child? Why is it that you always invite me for things to go and scatter? Oh, yeah, let your child come along. You understand? And then that is the area where I want to buttress my point. Lay emphasis on it. Don't be party to hooliganism. Be party to something nice. What we are asking for is something amazing. It's something that is beautiful. There was a man that was talking. He said these children are not asking for elephant's head or something. They are just asking for basic things of life. My children graduated from universities abroad. Let me tell you. The secondary school and the primary school that my kids went to at the United Kingdom is the public primary school and the public secondary school is more beautiful than the private school we were going before we left for the UK. Basic things of life. Let our environment be nicer. Our schools, our hospitals, end to police brutality. Let's talk to ourselves as human beings, civilized human beings. God-fearing human beings. How hard is that? What is meant for everybody in the country, not that some people will just go and audit. That the money that is supposed to be used for certain consistency, to repair their roads, to fix their classrooms, somebody will be holding it in their bank account. Those are basic things of life. Those are things that children abroad are enjoying. If you take your kid to a private school in England, or even I don't know of America, but I know of United Kingdom because I live there. Let me tell you, you just choose to do that because the public school is one of the best, all their public schools, best things that can happen to your kids. And these are the basic things. We have got the resources in this great country. I always say this, Nigeria is God's own country. I love this country to a fault. They know me, oh, at the United Kingdom, don't speak against my country, anywhere in the world. Don't speak against Nigeria because I will bend down and come to your level. I will grow tall and come to your level. It depends on your level. And these are the things, these amiable young people were asking for. And they were so united. They were carrying the country's flag. They have pride in this country. Concerning everything about Nigeria, they say, we will stay here. I will not join here. And I was saying it while I was preaching on Sunday, the 25th. I was saying there was a song about them that I'm trying to learn now. I will by all means learn that song. Most of the time, I don't listen to secular music. I love to listen to gospel music. But when I heard the one verse from there, and when I grow older, I will be stronger. I said, oh, this is what they were singing. Fantastic. God has given me a special grace in my life. No matter how pathetic the situation of that child, I just need that child the first 10 minutes in my office. I just call him inside my office or call her inside my office. Sit down. Let's talk. What are you thinking about your life? Is Bill Gates not the son of somebody? Is Oprah Winfrey not the daughter of somebody? Is Fọlọ́runṣọ́ Alákìjà not the daughter of somebody? Is Desi Danjuma, all those senators, Awoshika, is she not the daughter of somebody? Excuse me. Better start thinking about your life. All these Amechi, all these Sanwo-Olu, were they taken from the gutter? Maybe somebody raised them up in this Nigeria. Yeah, sit down, let's talk. You better know what you are doing with your life. You think you want to go into hooliganism, or you want to be rude, or you want to be stubborn, and you think you'll go anywhere. Then you start looking at me. At some point, I'll start to talk. I'll talk. By the time I mention 2 or 3 verses of the Bible, the child will start to cry. That is broken. And after about 5 minutes, we are done. I'll say, tell me the plan concerning your life. What do you want to study? Where do you want to go? Who is your mentor? I'll tell the person, I can mentor you, you know. I can be your role model. Oh, I'm a pastor, but I have my degree in theology. I will always tell them that, be learned. Whatever profession you want to go into, you want to be a caterer, a business person, a footballer, a basketballer, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to dribble your profession with you, but be learned. Be a graduate. And before you know it, they'll go back to school.